I don't know. Like, I don't know what the solution is. I get what you're saying. Like, you should go and put yourself out there, do more activities. Don't just put all your attention into this one relationship. But it's like, yo, I don't do that. Like, it's getting
You,
cold. And I,
man. No, because when you do that shit, like that shit gonna fucking end up driving you crazy at the end, and you're gonna become overstimulated. You know what I mean? Then you're gonna be in your head about shit like, damn, is there anything that I could do to make this shit better? Like, what the fuck is it? Is it me? Like, you start questioning a lot of shit.
I already
Like,
feel
and
like
it
it's
don't
me.
even fucking
So
be you.
I already feel like it's me. So it's like, I don't be
Right,
tripping about it because
and
it's
that's
like, I
and that's
definitely think it's me. But
right,
if it,
and that's a problem, and that's a problem that you
yeah, no, no,
gotta, you
I
know, what I'm
don't
saying
be
that you
like
gotta
getting,
face within yourself.
yeah, no, I think it's me. I don't be getting super pissed or nothing at him because I know that there's nothing wrong with him. Like, he don't be getting explosive. He doesn't, what I know is me. I know that I'm the fucking problem. But at the same time, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's getting cold. So I feel like I'd rather be home. And it's like, if we're not doing something that, like, I feel like calls my name, I'm gonna just be like, nah, like, I'm good. I just rather stay home or whatever. But like, that's really not the key here. Like, that's not what I'm going for. I feel like as long as I'm like stable, I'm good. I've really never been the type of person like I want to really go out and I want to do certain things. I'm more of a like I want to stay home and I like to be by myself. Obviously, some days it gets lonely. Mostly in those days like where you will want to talk to somebody, that's when I realized like okay, I don't got friends like that. But nah, I mean, I like to stay home. I think I just need to find like a good situation for myself. But as far as being open to like having friends and all that shit, yeah, nah, like that's just not me. It's just not me. There's certain things it's just not you. And I think that that's one of them. Like I don't see myself being one of those people that have like all these friends and we out and we I'd rather be home, bro. Like when people cancel their plans with me, I'm like, okay, good. And it's like, don't get me wrong, it's not that I wouldn't want to go out. It's not that I wouldn't want to go out, but what I'm telling you is like if it's something that really calls my name, like it's something that I really want to do, like let's exercise, for example. I'm gonna be like, all right, like when we going, what time we going, whatever, so I could know. And I don't want no surprises. Like I want to know ahead of time that this is what we doing, so I can mentally prepare myself. I could get myself ready. I'm like in a good mental space, and then we out. But if it's like all of a sudden and you like yo like come out and do this, somebody might take it like yo you barely go out, like take this opportunity to go. But if it's not calling my name, if it's not conveniencing me, if it's not something I really want to do, I'm gonna be like nah, like I'm good, I'm not doing it. And that's what I'm telling you, it's not just for women or for men, but I have had mostly a lot of men come in my phone like, oh, you can't have friends, you can't do this, you can't do that. I'm like yo no, like I'm not fucking with that at all. Like I definitely value my alone space. I like to be by
It's
myself.
all about a balance. You need to get out. You know what I'm saying? Take a fucking breath of fresh air. Like life is so much more than, you know what I'm saying, what you have to deal with on a daily. You know what I mean? And I feel like you need to get back to yourself. You know what I mean? You don't choose you enough.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think I do though. Like I know what you're saying and I agree with what you're saying because I feel like sometimes even with my family, I'm thinking about them so much where I'm like, my nigga, I can't even fall asleep because I'm waiting for my dad to get home. Then I wake up in the morning and I'm like, oh my God, my dad is going to work. Let me call him and make sure he gets to work. I'm constantly losing sleep, and it's not even just for this relationship. I'm always losing sleep because I'm like, my brother's at the fair. Like, let me check his location. Let me see where this man is at. Let me see what's going on. So it's a problem with me. And I hope for the new year, I could hopefully break out of that. And I want to break out of that where I'm more thinking about myself and just say, fuck these other people. Like, hopefully they good. And, I'm going to pray that they good. But I got to focus on myself. Like, I really do. And that's all I could say. Like, I mean, I don't know. Like what I'm saying is usually I'm not like this. Like when I'm not in a relationship, I do much better. when it comes to like my feelings and all of that. When I'm single, I don't mind going out with like men and chilling and we friends and whatever. But if my boyfriend told me like, yo, I'm gonna go chill with a female friend, for you to just tell me you gonna go chill with somebody of the opposite gender, what the fuck does she do that I can't do? That's how I would look at it. So it's like, of course, there's people that are like, I've seen a lot of females where I'm like, oh, this, she seems cool. And I could say, like, if my boyfriend finds that person to be cool, like, I could understand because I could also see how that person is cool. But to me, it's just like, I just wouldn't be okay with it. And because I wouldn't be okay with it, that's why, truthfully, I always tell myself, like, even if I'm in a relationship right now for a year, for 2 years, I don't know how the fuck I will make it to 3 or 4 or 5 years. But if I did make it there, to that time, I just don't see myself to be a person that could really maintain a relationship. And it's not because I'm not loyal or nothing like that. It's for my own reasons. Like mentally, I couldn't keep up with that. Like if I have to lose sleep, if I gotta be like worried about what you doing while you're at work or whatever, and this and the fucking fourth, like it's gonna be so bad for my health that eventually I'm gonna be like, I'm fucking done because I'm gonna be overstimulated. I'm gonna be like, nah, I can't do this shit. Like the most minuscule minor shit that happens, I'm gonna be ready to leave. That's why I'm so surprised I've stayed here for this long because usually when I have relationships, they always last like a year, maybe a few months, maybe a year and a half. I think this shit's been like 2 years, almost 2 years, like a year and a few
Do you think?
months.
Do you think staying together got something to do with that though?
No, 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 no. That shit don't got nothing to do with it. Cause I'm telling you, I've been in other relationships and I'm always doing the same shit. So I know it's not nobody else. It ain't nobody else but me. It has not shit to do with nobody. Like I could blame a lot of factors. Like I don't fuck with his family. I do not fuck with his family, not one fucking bit. And it's not all of them. It's just like his mother. And I don't fuck with his sister neither. And it's like they know I don't fuck with
And that's a
them.
big, and that's a big key factor in his life.
I don't give three fucks. It could be a key. It could be the most important factor in his life. I don't give a fuck.
No, I know
We're
you.
not
I
gonna
know.
be
I know. I
together.
know you don't. But I'm. No, I know you don't. But I'm just saying, like,
I told him if your
that's a
mother means
problem
that
with
much
this.
to you, and if your family means that much to you, you need to find somebody that's gonna know how to deal with them and is gonna fake the funk in their face and all of that. I'm a real ass bitch. I don't give a fuck who I'm talking to. I could talk to whoever the fuck you put in front of me. I'm not about to sit here and accommodate you and your feelings. I think about myself first, okay? I put myself first. I think about myself first. I don't give three shits about how anybody feels. I only care about how I feel. If you want to care about how I feel, that's cool too, but I'm not thinking about you first. I'm thinking about me first. So if I have a problem with your family, if I got a problem with your mother, if I got a problem with your sister, I'm going to tell you. If you really fuck with your mother, if you love your mother, you're a mom's, kid, whatever, you fuck with your sister, I support you. But you ain't gonna do that shit with me because I don't fuck with them. So if I don't fuck with them, you either gonna get to a place where we could be cordial and we could actually slowly fuck with each other, or we just not gonna fuck with each other at all. Basically, I don't fake the funk. Like if I'm around somebody and I know I can't stand that person because they like lie, because they are disrespectful, because they needy or entitled, I'm going to tell you exactly how I feel. And that's why I have problems with whoever the fuck I have a problem with, because I tell them how I feel
All right. Let
about
me ask
them.
you. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. So, because that's hard as fuck for me having to choose between, what I'm saying, my mama and you. Because how would you feel if I say you got to choose between me or your dad? And
I
you
fuck
know
with
how
my
you
dad.
feel
I call
about your
that man
dad.
every day. I don't call nobody else every day. But at the end of the day,
Right.
if
So
I'm
like,
dating
how would you
somebody
like?
and my dad
How would
don't
you
want to
handle that if
respect
I
this
felt some type
person,
of way?
nah, I'm gonna cut my dad off. And I talk to him 3 times a day, and I would call him off because at the end of the day, if I'm trying to build something, I'm trying to build my own family. I'm trying to have kids with somebody, and this is what makes me happy. This is my decision. This is for sure what the fuck I want to do. This is what I'm putting my energy into. If you my father and you fuck with me, whether I'm making a mistake and I'm, talking to somebody I don't got no business talking to, you gotta let me figure that out on my own. You gotta let me go through that shit by myself. And if you really love me, then you just gonna be there to support me. And Nah, I would literally put my dad in his place. I would be like, I don't know what the fuck you thought this was, but you're not gonna be talking to my partner like that. Cause if you continue in this pattern, I'm not gonna fuck with you. Cause my dad yelled at me one time in front of my boyfriend, and I didn't talk to my dad for like 3 weeks. And he really felt that shit for those 3 weeks because I'm the only person, not even his wife, not even none of his other kids. Nobody calls him 3 times a day. I call him to make sure he got to work. I call him in the middle of the day to make sure he eats. And I call him to make sure he got home from work. So I know he's driving safely and he got to where he needed to get and that he ate. So when I didn't call him for those 3 weeks, he called my partner because I was ignoring his text. I was ignoring everything because he hurt my feelings yelling at me. And it didn't even have to be that you yelled at me in front of my partner or you yelled at me in front of anybody. I don't give 3 fucks about nobody anyways. I'm mad that you yelled at me, period. So now I don't want to fuck with you. And I'm not going to sit here and flatter you and, oh, you're my dad and I love you and it hurt my feelings. No, you know that you didn't have to yell at me. You know it pissed me off in the moment. I don't have to talk to you about how I felt or none of that. I'm not the type of person to talk to you about how I feel. You know what the fuck you did. And if you don't, you're going to find out because I'm going to go 3 weeks without talking to you. He saw I was ignoring him and he called my boyfriend and he was like, yo, she's ignoring me. Like, what's good? Whatever. My boyfriend told me, like, your dad is like saying that he's sad that you're not calling him and you're ignoring him. And I texted him and I'm like, okay, well, you should have never yelled at me. And guess what he did? He apologized. But the thing is like when you know that you're wrong, I'm gonna hold you to it. Cause if it's one thing is I'm not scared of nobody. I'm not scared to tell nobody how I feel. I will look you dead in your eyes and never look away. Like nobody's gonna sit here and put it in my brain or whatever that I have to fake the funk. I can't do that shit. I can't do it. So it's like that's my problem because when I start getting overstimulated or sensitive or whatever, if I don't feel like you're trying to validate my feelings or you're trying to make me feel better, I'm gonna just want my space. But that's all it is. Like I already know the type of personality that I have, and I just don't think of. Unfortunately, I just don't think that that is something that a lot of people could deal with, and it's just the truth. Like it just is what it is. Like I could go maybe a whole day, we good. Maybe 2-3 days, we good. Everything is good. And then if you do something that I don't like, I'm going to communicate to you that I don't like that. And if I feel like you're not trying to like do anything about it, it's probably gonna make me more mad. And then I'm just gonna like I'm gonna distance myself because I know myself. Like if I really start getting mad, I start doing stupid ass shit. And I'm 25 at this point. Like I don't want to be 25, 26, 27 still doing stupid shit. Like yo, I used to do dumb shit, throw shit all over, break shit. I'm not doing that no more. Like I'm too old. I'm getting to a age where it's like I'm learning from my
You feel
past.
like you feel like do you feel like everything needs to be said though that makes you feel some type of way?
Now if I pick and choose my battles,
Like
like so now.
like has there been times where you didn't like bit your tongue like I ain't gonna say nothing today?
Yes.
Or you say something every time?
Nah. I pick and choose. It gotta be serious. Like it gotta really be something that bothered me. Sometimes I'm like, yo, I'm kind of like triggered by this shit, but I'm gonna just let it go. Cause I do try to like give the person the benefit of the doubt. Like, is this a misunderstanding? So yeah, I pick and choose. No, but I'm gonna be good though. It's just I don't know. I gotta work on myself. I gotta, like you said, I don't know if I gotta like find something to put my time to or whatever the fuck. But I don't know. Like I think every single fucking time I get in a relationship, like I just hate the version of myself that's like coming out. Like I don't like when I'm in a relationship because I just start losing sleep. I mean, I'm very independent. Like, I've never been the type of person to ask anybody for help. I don't really, even if I did need help, I don't have nobody to ask. Like, I would have to figure it out by myself. I've been in shelters before, I've been homeless. I've been in a lot of weird situations, like even moving to different states and stuff like that. Living with family members because I really don't know how to ask for help. So when I'm in a certain predicament, like if I have no money and I gotta figure out how to eat or whatever, I'm still not gonna ask nobody. I'm just gonna try to make a way to make money, whether it's through the internet, whether it's like I gotta go do some deliveries or whatever the case is. But I don't like to ask people for help. So I don't know. I feel like when I'm not in a relationship and I'm single, it's like I'm not so upset because I don't really have no expectations of nobody. I'm doing everything for myself. So I'm projecting like a better version of myself always. And when I am in a relationship, it's like I don't feel like I'm projecting like really who I am, to be honest, because I don't feel like I could fully be myself.
Why?
Mm, these are all great questions. Why? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
That's that's what you need to figure out.
True.
You really need to do some deep diving to figure that part out, and that will probably solve a lot of your problems.
Nah, you didn't hear that one guy.
So
He's
really,
famous, DDG. He posted on Instagram. He was like, I don't feel like I could really be myself in this relationship with this girl. So I'm gonna like break up with her. And he already had a kid with her. Haley.
yeah, they back together now though.
Yeah, I saw that they was back together, but I'm sure it was the same thing. He probably was like, I don't want to hurt this girl's feelings by chilling with other females because if I chill with other females, then she's gonna feel some type of way. So he made a statement and he said like he still loves her and everything, but he just wants to get money and he wants to focus on doing him and whatever. And then it's like after you linked up with like three different girls and it was for money purposes. I feel that. So you are making your money. You are not being in a relationship like you said because you want to not have to consider somebody else's feelings and you want to make your money and like not have to think about, okay, this person feels this type of way. So I get what he's saying and I support what he's saying. Like if
Yeah.
you
Sometimes though, like we not even gonna talk about it as far as like a relationship aspect, but sometimes you need to take a step back away from certain things to realize if this really what you want.
yeah, nah,
Because sometimes you don't know.
I already thought
You
about
don't
that.
know if you're doing this shit for the you know what I'm saying because it's morally right. You know what I mean? Like, is it really for the right reason? Is this shit really making you happy? Is this shit really serving you? Or you just being here because you that kind hearted person and you thinking like, oh, I'm hopeful and this shit can turn around, this shit can change if I'm doing the work. But if you doing the work by yourself and that other person's not doing shit, how the fuck is it going y'all gonna be at a standstill? Y'all gonna bump heads and you gonna go back into that same place where you like, you know what I'm saying? Until you ain't got nothing else left to give.
Yeah, exactly. That's
And why you gotta
normally
get
what I
like
do.
that?
I just
And
tire myself out till I'm like mad
why
tired.
you
But
gotta get with why you gotta get like that every time because you done been through so many situations that you know like the shit becomes like deja vu at that point, you know what I mean? Because we're like the shit too familiar,
yeah, that's how I be
and that's
feeling.
why
Like
you be kind of
I've
like
been through this shit so many times. It's fucking annoying already because it's like, what the fuck? But each time, it's just like I apply the lessons I've already learned, and I try to see if I could like do the relationship but better this time. But to answer your question is like I did manifest all of this stuff that I have right now. Everything that I got right now, I did manifest this. Like this is all stuff that I asked for that I did feel was gonna make me happy. But what I'm saying is like when you finally got what it is that you want and you didn't even enjoy the process, like you're finally here and you're like, okay, like I asked for this for so long and now that I finally got it, it's like it's not that I don't want it, it's just like the fear of so many things makes me kind of like question it to the point where I'm like, I don't even think I should be, doing this because I don't like I'm thinking about the negatives basically. And it's like that's what I'm saying. Like I did manifest everything I have right now. And at one point I did feel like this was gonna make me happy. But there is also a part of me that feels like died because the version that I was of myself when I was single is like I was getting sleep because I didn't feel like nobody was wronging me or nobody had the power to control my happiness, basically. But now it's like, this is TMI. So I'm sorry, I'm gonna say it in the best way I could. But when we're doing anything intimate. I'll put it to you like that. When we're doing
Mhm.
anything intimate, I'm like, nah, bro, I'm not with this shit. Like, I don't want to. Like, I don't want to anymore. And when I've tried to speak up and say, like,
Because
I want to.
mentally, you're not there. And once you kind of like, once you start, men got to realize once they start losing a woman, like mentally, it's kind of hard for that aspect to be like, turned on. You know what I mean? And it's just like,
Like, you
shit,
should start
you the
talking to
person
other
that
people.
speak.
You should start talking to other people to see, like, if you could find somebody better or whatever. And it's like, I agree. Like, I feel like if somebody told me, yo, I'm going through this and that, I would probably be like, don't put your eggs all in a basket. Like, see what else is out there. But I just can't. I can't take the same advice. Like, I can't do it because I feel like it's a respect thing. I wouldn't want this to be done to me, so I'm not gonna do it in return. Like, I feel like the right way to go about this situation is financially completely be able to support myself, have the money ready to have like my own apartment. And once I get to that point where like I could do everything alone, then that's when you probably might really ask yourself, do you want to stick this shit out, or would you rather just do this shit by yourself? Because like I said, since I was 18, I left my parents' house the day I turned 18. The fucking day I turned 18, I left. I didn't have no plans, nowhere to go, no backup, no money. Bro, I didn't even have a fucking dollar to my name. The day of my birthday, my mom wants to argue with me on my birthday. I packed my shit up so fast and I left. I went to a shelter for 3 months. And in the shelter for the 3 months, didn't nobody know where the fuck I was. Not one person, not even my father. I left him a note on my bed, and it was a note from my dad. And my dad did read it because um I just knew that he read it because he was the only person that went into my room. But nah, like, I don't know. I went to the shelter for the 3 months. I thugged it the fuck out. And it was really hard. But I mean, I saved up my money and then I got a rented room because I couldn't afford like a regular apartment. And since I was 18, I was renting out rooms. And that's why I said like the peace that I had going to sleep was just so good because it was like nothing really was interrupting my mindset. Like I knew my family was home, everybody that I cared about was good. So it's like I could sleep different, and I'm not really so upset because I'm not depending on nobody, or I'm not relying on nobody or expecting anything from nobody. So at that point, it's like I had already went through so much shit. Like I was homeless, I was in a shelter, I had got pregnant, and then I did tell my dad. My dad told everybody else, and nobody still like was reaching out to try to help me or nothing. So as far as like the independent part, I've always been very independent. And I think right now, because I'm even allowing for someone to do certain things, um for me is very uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable. I feel like I'm really uncomfortable a lot of the times. I don't know, I'm just trying to
Yeah,
figure it out.
yeah, that's what you really got to do though. Just sit down, think, some of these questions that I done brought to your attention, like you need to find those answers to. For you, then you need to take those steps and see like shit, what you want for your life and what you want for this current relationship. You know what I mean? We only get one life, man. So you gotta choose, to do what makes you happy. You know what I mean? You gonna always have that heart where you thinking about other people, wanting them to be okay, etc., etc. But who's gonna wonder if you okay?
Yeah,
You
nobody
know what I
do that.
mean?
Nobody does that.
You
Barely
know what I'm
anybody does
saying?
that.
That's what I'm
But
saying. So like that's what I'm saying. So it's just like in all actuality, all you got is you. So choose that.
I am choosing me. Like I'm trying to
That's all I'm
explain to you.
saying.
I feel like I just need to get to the point where I could do everything by myself to really question like what the fuck it is that I want to do, because nobody checks on me. I feel like people don't check on me because they think that I'm like good and they think like, okay, she's fine. But I don't like to burden people with stuff. So even if I'm upset, even if whatever, I don't come to people when I'm in that headspace because I don't want to burden nobody. But I treat people how I would want to be treated in return. So I don't do stuff to people that I wouldn't want to be done to me. And that's why I'm saying I don't think that this whole situation is ever going to resolve itself until I'm in the predicament where I could do everything by myself. And then it's going to have to be like I'm choosing, basically. Like I'm choosing, you know what? I'm go my separate way and I'm gonna just do me, or I'm going to keep trying until I like don't have no more like anything in me to try. And that's really just how I see the situation going, to be honest. Because I don't know, some people got different mindsets. There's somebody in here right now, he believes in being poly, and I guess that's what works for him. I mean, you could talk to multiple people. I don't see that shit never happening. Like I don't think I could do that. I'm way too territorial and possessive. I don't think I could share anything, like nothing. I don't think I could share anything that I have. So it wouldn't really make any sense for me to like live that life. But if you got to that place and that's what works for you, then I'm happy for you.